The laughter, the clinking of glasses, the warm glow of candlelight, it all still echoes in my mind like a cruel dream. That night was supposed to be my moment. My 25th birthday party. The night I thought my family would show me how much I meant to them. Instead, it became the night my entire world shattered into pieces I could never put back together. My name is Sophia, and for as long as I could remember, I tried desperately to earn the love of Richard and Diane, the only parents I had ever known. They were wealthy, respected, and always told me I was their greatest achievement. I believed them. I shaped my life around their expectations, the right schools, the right friends, the right image. I smiled through every pressure, every silent disapproval, telling myself that one day they would see me. Really see me. The restaurant was breathtaking that evening. Crystal chandeliers sparkled above linen-covered tables. Soft music played in the background as 50 guests filled the elegant space. I had chosen a soft blush gown that flowed gracefully as I moved. When I walked in, the room erupted in applause. My mother hugged me tightly, her perfume wrapping around me like it always did. "You look beautiful tonight, Sophia," she whispered. "We're so proud of the woman you've become." My father raised his glass early in the evening, beaming at everyone. To our daughter, who has made us the happiest parents alive. I felt my heart swell. After years of trying so hard, it finally felt like I had arrived. I gave a short speech, my voice trembling with emotion as I thanked them for everything they had sacrificed for me. The cake arrived, a stunning 5-layer masterpiece topped with fresh flowers. Everyone sang happy birthday. I closed my eyes and made a wish for even more closeness with my family. But what I didn't know that day was that the perfect picture was about to be ripped apart in front of everyone. As the evening continued, I noticed my parents exchanging strange glances. Then my father stood up once again, tapping his glass for attention. The room quieted. I smiled, expecting more warm words. Instead, his expression changed. The warmth vanished. "Sophia," he said coldly into the microphone, "we've done our best with you, but we can no longer pretend. Your choices, your attitude, the person you've become, we're finished. Tonight we are disowning you. Do not come home. You are no longer our daughter." The words landed like thunder. A shocked silence fell over the room. I stood frozen, my hands shaking, my smile still painfully stuck on my face. Then my mother stepped beside him. "You've embarrassed us for the last time," she added, her voice sharp and clear. "This is your farewell party." Gasps and whispers spread like wildfire. I felt my knees weaken. Tears blurred my vision as I looked around at the faces I thought were my support system. Some looked away, others stared in disbelief. In that single moment, 25 years of love, memories, and identity were destroyed, publicly, humiliatingly, and without mercy. I didn't know it then, but 3 tables away, a couple sat quietly watching everything unfold. The woman had tears in her eyes. The man gripped her hand tightly. They had my eyes. They had my smile. They were my birth parents, and my adoptive parents had invited them there on purpose to witness my complete destruction. I barely remember leaving the restaurant. The next few minutes were a blur of tears, shaking hands, and the sound of my heels clicking desperately against the marble floor. I drove away with no destination, my beautiful dress now feeling like a costume from a nightmare. My phone wouldn't stop ringing at first, then slowly went silent as people chose their side. For the next several weeks, I lived in a fog of deep heartbreak. I stayed in a small hotel on the edge of the city, staring at the ceiling for hours, replaying every moment of that night. How could they do this to me? On my birthday, in front of everyone I knew. The betrayal cut so deep I could barely breathe. I tried reaching out once. My mother answered the phone with ice in her voice. "Don't call us again. You were never truly ours to begin with." The line went dead. Those words echoed in my head for days never truly ours. I stopped eating properly. Sleep became impossible. The friends I thought were loyal slowly disappeared. I felt completely broken, exposed, and worthless. Every memory of my childhood now felt poisoned. The family vacations, the expensive gifts, the proud photos, had it all been fake? Just an image they wanted to maintain? Then, on a quiet, rainy Tuesday afternoon, came the knock that changed everything. When I opened the hotel door, a graceful woman in her late 40s stood there, her eyes filled with emotion. "Sophia, I'm Claire. I'm your biological mother." My heart stopped. Part of me wanted to slam the door, but her gentle voice and familiar eyes held me there. We sat together for hours. She told me the truth my adoptive parents had buried for 25 years. Richard and Diane had struggled to have children. They paid a significant amount to adopt me as a newborn, but they never truly accepted me as their own. As I grew and developed my own dreams and personality, I became a disappointment to them. When I started setting boundaries in my early 20s, they began planning their exit, a final public humiliation that would destroy me while showing my birth parents exactly what had become of their child. Claire and her husband Mark had never stopped wondering about me. They received a mysterious invitation to my birthday party with a note saying a night you'll never forget. Something told them to attend. They sat 3 tables away and watched in horror as the people who raised me tore me apart on purpose. Hearing the truth both healed and destroyed me at the same time. I cried in Claire's arms like a child. The love I had begged for my whole life had been waiting for me all along. But the pain of the betrayal still burned inside me. The parents I had loved and trusted had used my special day as a weapon. That pain slowly began transforming. The sadness turned into something stronger clarity. I was no longer just a broken girl crying in a hotel room. I was waking up. I was becoming someone new. Healing didn't happen overnight. I moved in with Claire and Mark temporarily while I figured out my next steps. For the first time in my life, I experienced what real, unconditional love felt like. They listened without judgment. They celebrated my dreams instead of tearing them down. Slowly, piece by piece, I started rebuilding my life. But Richard and Diane refused to let me go quietly. They began spreading vicious rumours that I was unstable, ungrateful, even dishonest. They contacted my remaining friends and colleagues, threatening to cut ties with anyone who supported me. They tried to destroy the new life I was building. That became their greatest mistake. With the love and support of my birth parents, I gathered every piece of evidence I could find. Financial records of the adoption, old messages where they complained about me, screenshots of their cruel words after the party. I didn't scream or attack. Instead, I sat down calmly in front of my camera and recorded my truth. In a quiet, emotional video, I shared exactly what happened that night, the public disowning, the hidden truth about my birth family, and how the people I trusted most had tried to break me on my own birthday. I posted it without expecting much. It spread faster than I could have imagined. People in our city began talking. Local news channels picked up the story. The perfect, polished image my adoptive parents had spent decades building started crumbling before their eyes. Business opportunities dried up. Invitations to important events stopped coming. Old friends distanced themselves. The social reputation they valued above everything else was now damaged. They finally felt a fraction of the humiliation they had forced upon me. I never reached out to them again. I didn't need to. Their silence told me everything. Months later, I sat at a small, intimate dinner with Claire and Mark. No fancy restaurant this time, just a cozy table filled with real laughter, real tears, and real love. For the first time in my life, I felt like I belonged somewhere. Looking back, I realised that night at my birthday party was both the worst and best thing that ever happened to me. My adoptive parents didn't just disown me, they accidentally led me home to the family I was always meant to have. If there's one lesson I want to leave with you, it's this. Sometimes the family that raises you is not the family that truly loves you. When people show you who they really are, believe them the first time. And when life tries to break you in the most painful way possible, let that pain transform you instead of destroy you. You are stronger than their cruelty. You are worthy of real love. And sometimes, losing everything is exactly what you need to find yourself. I lost the family I thought I had, but I gained the family my heart had been searching for my whole life. And today, I am finally at peace.